us earlier on that our guest tonight would be Midtown Rain. We played a couple of pieces of music from their album, which is called Seat by the Window. We played a couple of tracks a couple of weeks ago, and we've managed to drag them from Newry up to Newton Ards to have a wee chat with me tonight. So it's welcome to the guys. They'll introduce themselves. First of all, Ronnie.
Good evening, Paul. I'm Ronnie. I'm the lead singer in Midtown Rain. I play the guitar.
Just a regular guitar.
Well, I do a bit of rhythm, a bit of lead, a bit of everything.
Bit of everything.
Yes.
Good man. Good man.
A bit of an all-rounder.
And then it's Connor.
Yeah, I'm Connor. I play the piano in the band, backing vocals as well. So yeah.
Bit of a singer too. And finally, Rory.
I'm Rory. I play the lead guitar in the band.
You're the lead guitarist. You're the main
Specialist
man.
job.
Do you sing at all, Rory?
I do a bit of singing now.
Right. So you're all brothers.
Yep.
You the oldest, Ronnie?
I'm the oldest, yep.
And you're the youngest?
Yeah.
So you're in the middle, obviously,
Yeah,
then, Connor.
yeah.
Which is good. Well, we're going to play a track just now, which we'll have a wee chat about. This is from the album Something For You, and we'll have a wee listen to this, and then we'll come back out and find out who wrote the song, where you get the influences from, and so on. And then, everybody, those of you who are waiting to hear the favourite Bryan Adams song tonight, we're going to be playing that as well. So stand by if you want to find out which was the song number one that's chosen by yourselves. But meantime, this is Midtown Rain, and track number 3 from the album is called Something For You. Midtown Rain and Something For You, which is written by Ronnie, I believe. Is that right, Ronnie?
That's right, Paul. That's 9 or 10 years ago I wrote that.
Really?
Yes, in around the millennium. It's more or less just written about the experience of going shopping with women. Believe it or not.
I haven't been listening to the lyrics,
Yeah,
but the title says it all.
Yeah. Well, it's about going shopping with a woman.
With your lady friend.
Yes, with my wife.
With your intimate person.
And they seem to always want to go to one shop, and they end up in about 20 shops, and they always go back to the first shop they were in to buy the first thing that they wanted. You know.
So they're all the same.
Yes, they're all the same.
We've all been.
Although
there.
let's not alienate them here.
No, but you do. I'll have nothing but rude phone calls now. You see, I've said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was your inspiration.
Yes, that was my
And
inspiration.
your wife is
Karen.
Karen. She's listening tonight.
She is listening. Yes.
Hello, Karen. There you are. The song was written for you. She still drag you out shopping and.
Not as much. Not as much.
So where did you get the the idea for the song? I mean, have you been writing for a long time, Rob?
Yes, I've been writing for about almost 20 years now. And I suppose at the start, like any writer, you have to get the bad stuff out of the way first. And I've done all that, and I have a collection of songs written that I wouldn't let anyone hear. But I got up to a point that I was happy and confident with the songs that I've written. And I studied at college as part of my degree buyer behaviour, which covered how men and women shop. So I kind of used some of the education.
You got something out of college.
Yes, I got something out of college. I got something back.
I think it was I studied music at college.
No.
I studied how men and women shop.
Yeah.
Well, that says it all.
Yeah, but it was part of buyer behaviour. It was part of a marketing degree I'd done. So.
But you're obviously a musical family. I mean, you clearly, you've been in college and everything else. You must have been playing musical instruments for a long time as well, because you're all very accomplished, actually.
Well, I started playing when I was 6. Started playing the piano, and then when I was about 13 or 14, it wasn't rock and roll enough for me. So I had to get a guitar, and then it just happened that I picked the guitar first, so the boys had to pick something else. So Connor picked the keyboard.
I had fourth choice at this stage.
Yeah. And,
Guitar went first, then the bass guitar, then
the
drums
drummer.
is the third coolest instrument, and pianos.
So none of you play
Yeah.
drums?
no, there was another brother plays drums.
Oh, right. What did you do with him tonight? Did you leave him at home?
He's actually working tonight,
Oh, I
so
see.
he actually should be home
Has
tonight.
he got a
at this
gig?
stage. Yeah, no, he has got a gig. No, he's working.
Gig
he's
on his
working.
own.
He's working the 9 to 5, but it was on the 8 tonight. So.
I see. So, and I mean, you've quite a lot of musical instruments on the stuff. So you must have session musicians as well.
We don't. We done everything ourselves.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. I played guitar and bass on the album. I sang on it. Connor sang as well. Done some backing vocals, and Rory done some backing vocals. Connor played the piano with synths and anything like that. And we used drum samples and some live drumming as well. So.
Okay, well, we'll come back and play another song in a wee minute or two. What I want to do now is actually play our top voted for song by our living legend tonight is Bryan Adams, as you heard.
Yep.
And we had quite a lot of very good choices. I had about a dozen songs that came up time and time again. But a lot of them, 3 or 4 votes for one, 3 or 4 votes for another. But then 2 or 3 songs stood out way above the rest. And the number one song, as chosen by the listeners of this show, and it could change on any other show. Summer of '69, which was the most popular one. But I don't know, would you have a favourite Bryan Adams song yourself?
Well, just before I answer that, I remember going to see Bryan Adams in the 90s in Dublin, and he used to always ask the audience what song did they want. And he says, what song do you want tonight? And the crowd was all shouting back at him. And after that he says, it never fails, no matter where I play across the world, I always say, what song do you want? There's always some guy at the front shouting, 69, play 69.
so that's the one he gets.
Yeah, that's the one
play.
he gets all the time. So
Do you reckon that must be his favourite?
I think he hates it at this stage. I think he's sick of it, yeah. But it's one of the classics that he has to do, you know. My favourite of his would be from his MTV Unplugged album. You had Davy Spillane playing the uilleann pipes on it. It was a song called When You Love Someone.
Yeah, it was a few people asked for the MTV Unplugged versions of songs, which unfortunately we didn't have, but I did play a live version. That's a very fine piece of music. But he's very, very popular in this part of the world. Sell out at the Odyssey tonight, so anybody that's going along, they'll be there now. But those of you that couldn't get, we will be playing Summer of '69 just after the break. Guys, with me tonight, everybody, it's Midtown Rain, spelled R-E-I-G-N. The first time I heard the name, I thought it would be R-A-I-N. So where did you get the name from, and why Rain, as in reigning monarch?
Yeah. Well, the name, it was a two-strand approach. It came from, I spent 10 or 12 days in New York in 2008, and in a heat wave, and on the last day, it rained. Like it would rain here. And I was staying in Midtown at the time, and I just thought it was something else. And then the same year, when the recession kind of was kicking in, the New York Times reported on Newry, which is our home city, raining over Belfast and Dublin, economic wise, because it was still in growth. It was the only city in Europe continuing to grow.
Newry?
Yes, economically.
Uh-huh.
When the rest of Europe was in recession, and it became known internationally as the Newry effect. So we were kind of reigning over the two major cities in Ireland. So we said, okay,
So
Midtown Rain.
Play on words.
It's a play on words, yes.
It's good. It's I mean, I love the name. I love the album cover, which looks like. But I know it's not the Millennium. You know, it's not the London wheel. Is it the one in Belfast, or is it somewhere else? Is it one in New York?
A lot further, yeah.
Is it New York?
Well, that's a photograph of Connor took.
Yeah, it's actually in Tokyo.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. But it could be anywhere. But yeah, it's a good shot. And Connor, you wrote the next song we're going to play.
I did. Yeah. It's called Train to California. It's about breaking up with someone and moving on to the bright lights of another dream in another city. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So.
This isn't going to break our hearts, is it?
Oh.
Is this from personal experience?
Who knows, maybe.
But we have changed names
to protect the
to protect the innocent, yeah.
All right, well, Train to California, here it comes for you. If you've just joined us, this is Midtown Rain from the album Seat by The Window. Midtown Rain and Train to California, written by Connor, who's sitting in front of me now. It's a bit R.E.M.ish, if you don't mind me saying so.
Yeah, the vocals sort of, I can understand. It sounds a wee bit like Michael Stipe, but it's just the way it turned out. Like I was heavily influenced by Ben Folds, I suppose, when I was writing that type of song.
I do remember that was the first song we recorded of the album, which was Train to California, and I remember when we were recording it, I was in the vocal booth doing the vocal take, and Connor there's a break part of it there we had been recording, and I was singing it, and he said to me, "That's not the way I wanted it, but we're going to leave it because you sound like Michael Stipe." And he caught that immediately as it had been sang. It sounds like Michael Stipe, and that's what we want, maybe an American feel to it, because we've been heavily influenced by America as well as Irish and British music, but America has had a big influence.
Yeah, but you're trying to obviously develop your own style, which, you know, okay, any group is going to be influenced by somebody.
Yeah.
You don't grow up in isolation, so you're bound to be influenced, and you can hear the kind of American West Coast rock, a lot of it coming through in your stuff, or a bit in New York in there as well. Yeah. But you must have arguments about the music. I mean, if or is it all sweetness and light?
No, we have constructive disagreements.